Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see today's question. So today's question we are taking this up from the topic of integration. And if I talk about the question which is given to us here from this topic, the question tells us that a function f, it's defined on the interval from 0 to 2 where this belongs to real numbers r, and the question tells us that f of x, it is basically e raised to minimum value out of x square and x minus greatest integer function of x, and this is only valid when x belongs to 0 and goes till 1. So it is basically a closed interval for 0. So x goes, if I show it to you here, x goes from 0, but it does not go till 1, it just becomes less than 1. And the other function that is given to us here, it says e raised to, again a greatest integer function, but the function here it's given to us as x minus log x to the base e, and this is given to us for the values of x from 1 to 2. So here you have those values of x 1 and 2 both included. Now the question tells us where square bracket of t denotes the greatest integer that is less than or equal to t. So this basically denotes the greatest integer function. And the question is also telling us to find the value of the integral which has the limits from 0 to 2, and the expression is x into f of x dx. So if I talk about the answer choices that are given to us here, they are 2e minus 1, 2e minus half, third answer choice 1 plus 3e over 2, and the fourth answer choice that is given to us here is e minus 1 into e square plus half. So these are the four answer choices given to us. Let's figure out which one of the answer choice is the correct answer for the question which is asked to us. Before starting off with the solution of this question, I would first like to tell you that please do subscribe to my channel and support the channel as well, because it takes lots of efforts in making these videos for you on everyday basis. Let's see how to solve this question further. So first of all, let's analyze the functions in the given intervals of x. So first, if I analyze it when the values of x are from 0 but less than 1, the function's value f of x, it is given to us as e raised to minimum out of the two parts, which is x square or x minus greatest integer function of x. Now I know for all the values of x being greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1, the greatest integer function of x means the value of the integer which is less than or equal to these intervals of x, it is going to be 0. So you have this as e raised to minimum value of either x square or x. Now if you see, for all the values of x from 0 and just less than 1, if you compare the values of x and x square, if I take, let's say, any random number 0.5, the square of that becomes 0.25, which becomes smaller than 0.5. If you have, let's say, 0.6, this becomes 0.36. So your values of x square becomes less than the values of x for this interval which is given to us. So I understand that x square will have the minimum value and not the value of x. So minimum out of this two, I understand it is x square for the entire interval. So I have the function as e raised to x squared for this interval of x which was given to us. Let's talk about the next idea. So if I talk about next idea, we know from the values of x from 1 to 2, we have the function as e raised to the greatest integer function of x minus log x to the base e. Now, if I just put x as 1 in this case, for this log x to the base e, I get this as x minus log 1 to the base e, which is 0. So you get the greatest integer function here as the value of x, and that in this case we have put that as 1. So 1 minus 0, 1. This is for the least value of x. If I also put the highest value of x, I get this as 2 minus log 2 to the base e. Log 2 to the base e, we know it's somewhere 0.69 something. That is the greatest value of log that is given to us. So 2 minus 0.69. If I see it somewhere 1.3 something, and the greatest integer function means we have to find the greatest integer that is just less than or equal to this value of x. So the greatest integer I see it's 1. So from all the values of x till equals 1 till 2, we understand that it's always going to be e raised to 1. So your greatest integer function becomes e here, or e raised to 1. I can just write that as. So I have both of my functions f of x. One was e raised to x square and the other I got that as e. So I have the two functions with me where x here in this case is from 0 up till 1, and here it is basically from 1 till 2. So I have these two values of the functions. Now let's talk about the question that is asked to us. The question is asking us to find out the value of this integral, which has the limits from 0 to 2, and the function f of x is multiplied with x here. So I get here from 0 to 1, I have a function, and also from 1 to 2, I have a function. So here I get this as from 0 to 1, x into f of x. So f of x in this case, we know it is e raised to x square. So x into e raised to x square dx plus 1 to 2, x f of x is e dx. So we have this entire thing. Let's try to solve this further. So the first part of integral we have it is 0 to 1 x e raised to x square dx, and the other one we have it as 1 to 2 x into e dx. Now if I try to solve the first part of the equation, I have x square, I'll put, let's say, substitute as t. So substituting x square as t, that gives me 2x dx is dt. So x dx becomes dt over 2. So I have this as limits also. If I try to see whether it changes or not, so x and t from 0 to 1. If I put x 0, t becomes 0. If I put x as 1, t becomes 1. So your limits does not change, it still remains same. And we know x into dx, it is basically dt over 2. And e raised to x square, it's nothing but e raised to t. Plus, here if I see e and integral of x, I know directly it is x square over 2. So let's just keep it as it is. The limits are from 1 to 2. Here also, if I apply the integral half, it's out. Integral of e raised to t is e raised to t as it is. Limits from 0 to 1. Plus here I get e x square over 2, which is 2 square over 2, which is 4 over 2, minus 1 over 2. So from here, if I solve this further, I get this as half. This becomes e raised to t. So e raised to 1 minus e raised to 0. Plus this becomes e into 3 over 2. So I get half e minus e raised to 0 is 1. So half, and plus 3 over 2. So from here I get half e plus 3 over 2e, which is 4 over 2e, and that is 2e. And this is basically minus half. So I get the answer for the question here. And if I see 2e minus half, it's present in this answer choice B. So B becomes the correct answer for the question that is given to us. I hope you have understood how to solve this type of questions. So first we figured out the values of the functions that we have for the intervals of x given from 0 till less than 1 and from 1 to 2. So once I figured out both the functions here, I just found the integral of them, multiplying that function with x. So once I solved that integral further, I got 2e minus half, which matches with option B. So B becomes the correct answer here. I hope you have understood how to solve this question. I'll see you again tomorrow with some other question from some other topic. And we are going to continue our series of questions on JEE mains. So stay tuned for more videos to roll out. Also, if you're enjoying these videos that we are doing on an everyday basis, please do like the videos as well and do subscribe to my channel, and share these videos with your friends also who are involved in the preparation of questions on JEE. so they can also take the benefit from these questions which we are solving on everyday basis. Thank you.